Good evening, everybody. So, again, this is Joe. I'm back on there again with you guys. How are you doing? I hope you guys are enjoying your day. And then you've gone out since morning, and then just going back to bed to have your rest. And I hope you enjoy the Euro 2020. Though that is not what we all asked for, but it is what it is. We'll have to prepare again and then wait for the World Cup next year. So where are we? Where do I want to start? Let's start from what we did last week, and that was where we treat a topic about clipping, call clipping. When you're giving you allocated some hours or some minutes, it might be 30 minutes or an hour or even 45 minutes, and then you're not spending enough with your clients. Maybe you just spend about, they ask you to spend 30 minutes, you spend about maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Some people will just pop in, pop out. And I said, you should find a way to change, because what you are doing is a criminal offense, if you don't know. Because if you are caught, and as we all know, most of the houses now are full of camera, but still, some of you are still doing it, you don't even care. You do whatever you want to do, and then that is it. You have to change. If you get caught, you're gonna be in real mess. And does it worth it? So far, you've already leave your house to go to work. So why do you then need to just rush in and rush out? If you are working in an office, you will not rush into your clients and rush out. Or you will not rush into your office and rush out. You start at a particular time and you finish at a particular time. So why do you have to attend to somebody in their own house and you just pop in, pop out? And these are vulnerable people. These are adults. They are more or less like a dad and a mom. You should treat somebody like the way you want people to treat you. That's what we treated last week. But for this week, the topic that we have in our hand is even tougher. It's a topic that I believe that is much more of criminal act than even clipping. Yeah, it's much more of criminal act than even clipping. And then I said defrauding the system. Yeah, how do I mean by defrauding the system? That is for those carers who don't even go to their clients at all. But let's say they abort, they've already written on their communication record that they've been there. What I mean is that, for instance, you are giving about 2 or 3 calls to visit your clients, morning, lunch, tea, or bed. But you go for morning, you clip lunch, or you miss lunch, but you've already written down that you've been there. Or some of you do morning, lunch, and tea call, and then you've already written there that you've already been to bed call, so you can quickly go back home. You turn your job. We all know, if you are domiciliary care, you're not far. Your job is not 8 to 5. It's either you go early morning, by 11 o'clock you finish morning call, you go back to your house. By 12, or you do the morning calls and lunch calls together, you go back home, and then you go out again in the evening. But some of you, what you want to do is just you go there by that tea call, and then you go back home, and then you now write it down that you've been to the bed call. That is a criminal offense. His Royal Majesty prison is as wide open as everything for you. And the problem is that over 90% of domiciliary care are doing this. Yeah, I'm not saying this because I don't know, I hate somebody. I'm only saying this. I know what is going on. I've been there. I've had a series of experience about this, and it is not one carer. I've not seen a carer that have not done that before within domiciliary care. Yeah, if you are not doing that, top up to you. But I really see a carer, no matter how good that carer is. I don't know the reason why we are doing that. The only set of people I've not seen doing that, or the set of people that usually does that, are people of my color. I'm not saying this just to put anybody down. That is what we do. I don't know the reason why we fall to that kind of a trap. Yeah, I have to be straightforward there. When you have a while person working as a carer, if they are not going to go to, never go, they will tell you, even if it is a minute to that their shift, they will still call you to tell you, I'm not going for that call. But we will not go for that call and we still claim that we were there, which is extremely bad. Imagine they ask you to look after somebody. Immediately you accept to look after that person. It has now legally binding on you, just as it's legally binding on your organization when they accept the contract. It is now legally binding on you to go for your call, except if you call that you won't be able to go for that call. But if you don't go for the call, or you don't want to go for the call, or you're not free to go for the call, but you do not tell your organization, you've accepted that rota sent to you, meaning that those shifts have been allocated to you to do, and then you decided not to. That is one criminal offense. For you not to go, that is one thing. For you now to try to defraud people that, okay, you are actually there when you are not even there, that's even the worst. That's even the worst. I'm still looking for that carer that will just look at me straight in the eye and said, nah, I've never done. There are lots of them there. There are lots of them have not done it. But in terms of ratio of a carer that have not done, that have done that kind of act, I can say that over 90% of carers have done that kind of a thing before. And that 90% of those carers are those people who are of my color. I'll be frank. And these are one of those things, because I've seen and I know the kind of problem that we fall into. Let's leave the criminal part alone. Let's just talk about the moral part of it. Is even morally wrong? Most of us that we're doing this, imagine, just put yourself in the shoe of those people they say you should be looking at. And instead of somebody to render a full service for you, even the service that is full that they've rendered for you, you've not paid for it. Let's now talk about they've already even asked somebody to render a service for you, this service, this service, this service, and they were only able to render half of that particular service. I don't believe that you will even pay them full. But now put it across to yourself. When that person is trying to defraud you, to tell you that, okay, that thing that you asked me to do, I've done it, or I've not done it, but no, that thing that you asked me to do, I've done it when you've not done it. I will feel. I bet you will feel so bad, and you put your foot on the ground that, okay, you will not accept this. You will drag this thing to the last extent. The same thing if you get caught. Sometimes, maybe we don't know the repercussion. You might never work in your life in a particular field. Be your, okay, mean that you have aspiration to be a or to be something higher. And then you've done that kind of a thing, being ordinary carer. Being a carer, sorry, because the word ordinary is just as if you are not somebody, you are somebody. You guys are doing a big job. So let's now say that, okay, you've now done something when you are a carer, and you're still going up there. That might be the end. That might be the end of that journey. And based on what? Just because you allow yourself to be used because of what? You want to go back home early? Why don't you just call? Or why don't you just tell your organization, I cannot do this shift. I can only work from A to B. Why do you want to put yourself in that kind of shoe whereby, how do I put it? whereby you're unable to do something, and because of a penny, you're causing everlasting pain to yourself. Because as time goes on, you don't know what's going to happen 1 year, 2 years, the opportunity that will open up for you. And you've already used your hand to block the opportunity because of your naive act about a year ago. This is not right. We just need to change. I'm talking about the moral part. I'm not even talking about the legal. Let's talk about moral part. Can you accept that? You accept, okay, I will go to my client. You go to your client in the morning. You go to your client in the afternoon. And you go back to your client around T-call. And then you've now written it down that, okay, you've been there for the back call when you've not been there. Let's say something happened to that client. What's going to happen? Excuse me. I will start you an example. About a few years ago, probably about 2 years ago, I had an experience. I had a carer who would normally go to this client every day. She went there, and it was around, all these vulnerable people, all these adults, especially people with dementia. Anything could happen. It was very late, around 12 o'clock, I received this call. Even past 12, I received this call. Normally, I shouldn't have taken that call because by 10 o'clock, I should cut off. So far that I knew that none of my care are out there. They've gone home, so I shouldn't take that call. So I took this call past 12. And the reason why I even took the call was, most of the time when I say private, is that private call is either from hospital or from police, one of the two. So I want to know what day happened. And on that day, it was from the police. So the police officer was agitating that from the other side. I was even almost mad with him, saying that your carer did not turn up to our client. She has not done this, she has not done that. I had to hit him back. Wait a minute, do you know anything about care? He just jumped to the conclusion because of what the clients are telling you, or the client is telling you. Do you even know the medical condition of that client? Do you know what even the client is even telling you? And these clients that you are even talking in question that you're talking about, always call police every night to decide somebody have just broke into my house, something is happening to my house. And have you ever read your records about this thing? Is this the way to ask for question? You need to call me and ask a question, not just to jump into conclusion. This is what our carer have done. So I logged on to the system. At the same time I was talking to him, I was a bit careful, but I trust the carer that because she too has done such a thing before, that I had to went mad with her. I was so furious that day because I expected her to be at a particular place, and I was on met her and I said, no, you shouldn't be here. You're supposed to be what? And I realized that she didn't go there. She has to go back there that particular day. So since that day, I brought her down and it's just a sort of retrain, and just to let her know the reason why she should be with her clients. And what she's doing is more or less of criminal offense. On this particular night, she actually went to her clients. The police officer called. So I logged onto my own system and I checked the system. I realized that she was there. So I put my foot on the ground and I went on the offensive with the police officer. So I asked him to check certain things, and he checked there. Immediately we realized that it was on the wrong side. He just dropped the call. So the following day, I now called the carer and I told the carer. And I said, imagine you are not there. And I will tell you how police officers work. Most of them, they were just looking for somebody just to hammer on. That day, the guy thought it was an opportunity for him just to hit us, but it boomerang because the carer actually went for a call. Imagine the carer did not call, what would have happened? Yeah, the company might be at the beginning of the whole thing, might be in a mess, but the carer will always be in mess. People can ask, okay, don't they log in or do everything? I've seen a carer who did the photocopy of QR code and put it in a bag. That is how criminal people are. I had to stop that. That was the last thing she ever worked for us. This is a lady with children at home. Imagine her children doing the same thing. Meaning, she has the copy of the login in her bag. She took the copy because she was the one working there for that particular day. She took the copy out, did the photocopy, and then brought the the main copy back into her thing, and it continued to log in from her house. That was pure criminal. That was her last day working for that company. So, but why do you have to stoop so low to do such a thing? Because of how much? £5, £10, £20. Okay, £20 in a month, £600 or what? That one will lead you to anything. And this kind of field that we are working in, whatever you throw out, whatever you sow, you will definitely repeat. We are all looking for money, fine. But I don't believe anybody should look for money to defraud, because you are not defrauding the system. You are defrauding yourself. Yeah, you are defrauding yourself. That is why I say it. This topic is going to the range of being a moral thing. That is moral side of it. That's what I'm talking about now. Is it even morally right for you to do that kind of a thing? Just to, if anything happens to that client within that particular time, and say you are there, let's say something even happened to her, and maybe she has been stabbed or anything has happened to her within that particular time, and you said, so you even put your increment yourself in the other way around when you are not even there. It's better for you to even not realize that you not even turn up, rather than I was there at that particular point in time. Okay, if you said something happened to her around 8 o'clock, I say you don't know what happened to her, then you'll be responsible for something that happens to her by that 7 o'clock. I don't know if I'm making any sense to you. There are lots of you out there doing the same thing. But look beyond your current position. Look far ahead of yourself. Money will surely come, whichever way we do. Just focus on what you are doing and you continue to grow. I would rather stay in my house sleeping rather than be out there causing issue. Last week I said, okay, you're clipping calls. So what's the sense of you going out there and do 3 minutes, 5 minutes and work out? That one is even good. That one is still, it's not good. That one is even better because you are even there. You are defrauding the system. They will, okay, instead of us paying you this amount we're going to pay you. That's another thing. But you'll be responsible for the client at that particular point in time that you were there. But you are not there at all. And you put it down on communication records. When you went for your tea call or you went for your lunch call, you've already put the tea call down, or you've already put your night call down, you are there. And you will see some people, some of them, they will even be arguing with you unnecessarily. They will drag it to the core that, okay, I said I was there. And then when everything is over, especially most of the houses are now even full of camera. And then they do not show you the camera. And then it will be, hey, I'm sorry. Sorry is not going to be enough, my people. Sorry is not going to be enough. Gone are the days when it was all about, I always said this, things have changed totally. Gone are the days when it's all about the company. Company just need to guarantee certain things, that they are doing what they should be doing. They're giving you the necessary support. They're giving you the equipment, the instrument for you to do your job. And part of that instrument is the training. So when they give you your training, you not going there to do your job, that is personal to you. That is totally personal to you. And most of you that even don't have Kira, but you know the way to log in manually and you log in from your house, just always have it in your head. There is a room for problem. Anything could happen to anybody anytime. You don't know what is happening to that client in their house. Somebody might have bugged into that house that you don't know. You'll be responsible because you've already written it down that you are there at that particular point in time. So what happened when you see the police? And you are doing all this based on these peanuts that are being paid. You're doing loads of job, but they're paying you peanuts. Why don't you just be satisfied on that peanut and be happy? You go back to your bed, you sleep on that bed. If anybody wakes you up the following day, this happened. No, that is not what happened. This is what happened. You'll be able to defend yourself. I've been there before when they said, I will tell them, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. I always don't fear anything. I always fear because what I knew then was that I was saying the truth. I was saying the truth. Throw it the coin, let the coin landed with any part of either top or down. I will always go to within the same road. This is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. Brave whoever told me to ask me any question. But when immediately you did anything wrong, I bet you by the time I ask you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions, you'll be saying different things, no matter how much you are good in line. And if I'm not able to catch you, there are people who are trained to ask you a few questions. And before you realize, you started to talk. But why do you have to put yourself in that kind of situation? Why do you have to do that? So it's better for you just to be sleeping at home. Do you have job? I don't have job. Rather than I have job, but I defraud them. Because no matter you throw out, we come back to you. No matter. And when you guys think that when you are doing such a, it is the company that will be in problem, I will tell you those people that will be in problem. Because if as a result of that, they should lose that contract, everybody working, those people will lose their contract, will lose their job. That is, they too, they will have 1 or 2 people they are responsible to. They will too, they will not be able to get what they've been getting before because the job is no more there. I could remember when we were having a contract one time and then we lose that contract. I always tell the carer, let me tell you, if it happens today and you think everybody will go away, even if you are going to get another job, for the next 2 or 3 weeks, you will be without job. Whether you like it or not, you will be without job. And that is exactly what happened. Even some of them are still working around doing just petty jobs around. But the company have moved on with better contract. So you guys just have to do the right thing. Let's now jump to the legal part. Legal part is that so far you are giving all this reason to do your job. I bet you it's prison straight away. I don't always like to be so harsh about this job, but this is what is happening. And that is one of the reasons why I started this program. Because I can, most of the time, after the whole day, I will just sit down in my office and I'll just be thinking, how come somebody just take this kind of a decision? How come somebody just put himself or herself in this kind of situation? Because of what? You want to defraud them about how much are you being paid? Even let's say they pay you £12 and 30 minutes is about £6 because of £6. Let's say you have, okay, £5, £6 or £3, £6 or £4, £6. That is about how much? £24, £30. Come on. It doesn't worth it. You shouldn't put yourself in that kind of situation. This life is just, excuse me, it's just too simple for you to put yourself in that kind of a situation whereby you will be somebody that is not as intelligent as yourself will now be questioning you unnecessarily, telling you that what do you have to do this, what do you have to do that. So, excuse me, before I round up, let me remind you guys again. Excuse me. This is all about, as I said, Apatech recruitment. This is one side of my organization. If you are interested in being a carer, being a carer is a very rewarding thing. You guarantee a sort of what I called promotion kind of a thing. You guarantee yourself to move up the ladder wherever you want to go. You might decide you want to go, you don't even want to be working as a carer, you want to go into the management. Yeah, there is a path for you to go through management, but You can throw in a coordinator, care manager, registered manager. So you own your own company. There is that one, that part. There is another side, okay, is medical side of the whole thing. Okay, I want to start being a carer, then I want to go for nursing. That is yours truly. So there are a lot of things you can gain from this. It is totally different from other jobs. There are a lot of openings. Let's say you don't even want to go, you want to go into recruitment. You can, there is a recruitment side whereby you just recruit. I'm only giving you this idea, whether you just recruit and then you send all these people out. You give them the training, you do the necessary checks you need to do, and then you send them to all these homes whereby you get your job done. So let's say you want to be a carer, you want to learn how to be a carer. Yeah, you can get in touch with me. If you need a job around Cambridge, I can sort you out. Cambridge, we will get you where you would need to live. You want to live, you want to sleep. Yeah, we will get you where to sleep. And then you will get enough hours for yourself. And you continue to grow. And if you live in the Southend area, and you said you need a job, Southend, Basildon area, yeah, it will give you the necessary training. We will give you the shadowing, all the necessary training that is needed. The induction part, the compulsory part, everything. We will send you the care certificate. You will do everything, and then we will get you a job. There is training side, and there is job, and we get you the job. If you have interest in Basildon, what's the name, Southend area, yeah, get in touch. That's my number, 074-3838-3479. Get in touch with me and we'll sort it out. If you want to, in Cambridge area too, and its suburb, Cambridgeshire entirely, and Peterborough, let me know. We will train you, even where you're gonna live in that area, we will get you where you want to live. If you want to relocate to that area, we will get you to the area, and then you will start a new life. So don't hesitate to get in touch with me. I will put you in the right place and give you the necessary training, and you won't regret you do. So this is where I'm gonna stop it for today. Just make sure you go to your course. Make sure you don't clip calls. It is not right. It is legally not right. Not only morally bad, but it's also legally not right. So this is why I'm gonna call it a day. And I hope you guys enjoy our today's topic. So if you enjoy it, just give me a thumb up on my channel, and then let me know how you feel. So until next week again, I say bye.